Lovely people, Nigeria needs to sit up. Honestly, in Nigeria, some communities right now, they are living in fear, kidnapped, abandoned, silence. We are talking about latest tragedy in Nigeria. Over 50 innocent people in Nigeria have been snatched by gunmen in Zamfara State, northwest Nigeria. That's it on the map. You can see the region over there. And the location of where this thing is happening is really concerning. And we all need to work with the Sahel to prevent some individual that the Sahel is trying to chase away from their borders or within their territories. And they are expanding like cancer into the rest. And Nigeria is now become like a host state for these people. At the same time, this is a sad story, lovely people. Now something beautiful is added to it. A hopeful news that the military leadership of Nigeria is quietly strengthening its tie with Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, the same Sahel states that are broken away from ECOWAS. And not only Nigeria is strengthening tie militarily, Ghana is already doing that. Let's break the entire details down. These are not isolated events. It has become a pattern. And if we as Africans don't act together, as Africans, the fire burning one village will consume an entire nation tomorrow. Let's get into the story. We are dealing with mass kidnapping in northwest Nigeria. Over 50 people have been adopted by armed bandits. These people have been kidnapped by gunmen in the village. And this village is located in Zamfara State, that is northwest Nigeria. And when you check on your map, it's closer to the border of Niger over there, which I always say that thin line you see on your screen, the people, these individuals that Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso are chasing out of their region, they are using that line and they are descending into Nigeria. Something needs to be done. This incident happened on Friday and is being described as a mass abduction. The first major one this year. It's like there's a switch. What used to be a conflict over land and water between these so-called heads or headers and farmers, this thing has now transformed, ballooned into a dangerous form of organized crime. Today, these gangs, armed bandits, as the English word will put it, this is what they are doing. They kidnap villagers for ransom. They burn down communities, collect illegal taxes from farmers and miners. They demand payment for basic survival in rural areas. So clearly, this is no longer about territory. It's now about profit and power in a region that has long suffered from weak government presence. And it has now become a dangerous trend. The attacks are becoming bigger and more frequent in Nigeria. And this development is suggesting that, or it's proving that, these individuals causing havoc, they are becoming more organized, well-equipped, and they are targeting entire village rather than individuals. And this strategy has increased both fear in the people and ransom profit for the perpetrators. Just last month, 33 kidnapping victims in Zamfara were unalived by these individuals, even though their family paid ransom, a huge sum of ransom. Among those who died in the hands of these people, according to local reports, were 3 babies, lovely people. This shows how brutal and inhumane these gangs have become in Nigeria. Let's understand something, that this conflict didn't happen overnight. Since 2011, this region you are seeing, the Sahel region all over, they have been dealing with armed trafficking and political instability, rising extremism. And in this chaos, criminal networks in northwest Nigeria have started gaining strength as they are losing strength from the Sahel region, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, because these people join their strength together to combat them. So that place is no longer a safe zone. They need to drop down and look for a safer zone. Ghana is not safe because Ghanaians are working. Ghana military is working with the Burkina Faso militaries to combat these individuals. And now what began with cattle theft has now grown and ballooned into multi-million-dollar business in Nigeria. It has become a multi-million-dollar business of kidnapping and extortion. These criminals we are talking about, lovely people, they have turned kidnapping into business, extortion into governance, because they are ruling the people now. And they have turned violence into currency, kidnapping for ransom. That is terrorism. This is how these people make money. Let me show you. This armed group, what they are doing now to make money is that They demand ransom for kidnapped victims, extort taxes from small farmers and local miners, sell stolen cattle, and they are controlling land areas, especially the northern side. The northern side has become a dangerous place for the people to live because they are always living in fear. Tomorrow, you might hear that they've been attacked by who? Headsmen. The word headsmen or heads or headers or whatever the English put it is the new cover for terrorism. And the impact of this is going very far, lovely people. It has impact on food and farming because these attacks are punishing farmers and pushing farmers off their land. Rural communities will begin to die of starvation. The situation is getting worse because month after month, we are hearing this coming from Nigeria. And the lack of governments, the Nigeria government's response is very loud. Despite the rising crisis in Nigeria, the Nigeria government has struggled to respond to this. The government has become invisible in Nigeria. When you look at the update and things going on, little visible effort is made to protect rural communities in Nigeria. Instead of serious action to be taken to protect the life of the people, they are heavily relying on vigilantes and local security groups to fill the gap. But no, the lack of action of the government is fueling public anger and making the citizens lose trust in the state ability to protect them. If this violence continue to spread, lovely people, it is going to affect trade and security across West Africa and beyond because these people are gaining ground. We need a stronger regional alliance to tackle this across our border. But this is what I'm happy about. This reflect a little bit of hope. In the face of this threat, Nigeria is not standing alone this time. The General Christopher Musa, who is the Nigeria's chief of defense staff, recently he confirmed that, I know many of you watched that news, he confirmed that the country, Nigeria, is currently working a quiet military cooperation with Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, despite their exit from ECOWAS. And people want to go after him. These people, they are cool family, they have done coup d'etat and all that. He made it clear that, look, if we don't help them to stand strong, the effect will come to us or will come on us. And it is happening. That is the reality. If Niger fall, Nigeria will not be spared. If Mali crumble, Ghana won't be safe. If Burkina Faso is overrun, Benin won't be far. And I agree with General Musa in this aspect, which I'm going to quote, but I have different opinion. The borders we have can't protect us anymore. What the general did, he suggests something. The general called for border fencing, using the example of Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan to argue that Africa must start protecting its territorial integrity. But lovely people, let's be real. Fence alone won't save us. These individuals, they don't respect borders. They move across nations like shadows. The only barrier against them, or the only barrier I can think of against these people, is Pan-African Unity Cooperation in intelligence, military operation, and political will. Because Africa's crisis should be Africa's responsibility. We have tried many things in the past which didn't work, because for decades, Africa, we have relied on outside powers for peacekeeping and security. You have the French troops, the UN missions, the foreign military bases all over. But where has these things gotten us to? No. Instead, we are experiencing more of these things. So it is time we face the truth. Only Africans can save Africa. Until Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Chad, Ethiopia, South Africa, we form a continental defense pact, invest in intelligence sharing, and build a Pan-African military framework. We are not getting out of this. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they are winning the battle because they came together to fight it. Because as we continue to debate about it and delay about it and make talk about it, the people are suffering. Farmers can't farm. Children can't go to school. Markets are closed. We must understand that this is not just unaliving our people. This is starving our people. It is stealing the future. And we cannot wait for the West to care. We must care for ourselves. This is more than security crisis. It is a test of African unity. But in all these things, I'm just happy that we still have a choice. At least Nigeria is making a move right now. If the terrorists are united, we must also unite.